It's the Fat Boy with the Ball Guy and the Fat Boy podcast, just coming to you about 8 o'clock on a Sunday night. Had to make notes on this week, because there's so much going on, I wanted to update everybody on everything that's happening. My podcast partner, him and his wife and a few of the friends are going out to a comedy show tonight, so we're not going to put out a podcast until probably about Tuesday. So I wanted to update everybody so that we're going into Tuesday. We got quite a bit of stuff to talk about. So I'm going to be referring to my notes as I do this. I'll be looking down if that's what everybody wondering what I'm doing. The PBR this week, they were in Milwaukee, and the winner of the PBR this week was Caden Bunch. Cassio Diaz is still leading the points with John Krember in second. So real good bull riding. Caden Bunch rode all his bulls, and he won at Milwaukee. So after the PBR, we go to the Mavericks won. They played the Pistons in Detroit, and they look real good. And Dante's got another 35-point triple-double, which is several in a row. He's on fire as far as that goes. As far as I'm concerned, nobody else is talking like this. As far as I'm concerned, he's the MVP of the league. But there's so many other people and so many other I'm doing quotations, flavors of the month. He's not getting the pub for that. But I think he should be the MVP. He's definitely our MVP, but he's the league's MVP too. The Stars played. The Stars won 5 in a row. Beat the Kings 4-1 after a loss to the Sharks in a shootout. So their next game is against the Panthers. And they've won 5 in a row. They're playing really good hockey right now. And they play the Panthers next. So just keep watching the Stars. Won't be long before we'll be in the playoff hockey. And it even gets that much more exciting. So hopefully the Stars can win their division. After the hockey, we go to Alabama basketball. They played Arkansas this week in Alabama, or in Tuscaloosa, excuse me. And they did not have a good first half, and they got down, and they never had the lead in the entire game. They but they got it all the way back at the end of regulation to tied. They went in overtime, and they never lost the lead in overtime to beat Arkansas. Arkansas played tough. Their big man in the middle was really good, and their point guard, he couldn't miss a free throw. So now Alabama goes into the SEC tournament, and they play Friday again. Still be to be determined, so we don't know the answer to that yet. But y'all keep an eye on the Alabama men's basketball team. They're rolling. Try to make a good show in the SEC tournament to see where they get placed in the NCAA tournament for the 60. I think it's 68 now, but it could still be 64. It used to be 64. After men's basketball, we go to Alabama men's baseball. They play Lipscomb 3-game series this week. Two on Saturday, got rained out on Friday. So they played 2 on Saturday and 1 on Sunday. And Alabama men's baseball won all 3. After that, we go to not men's, but girls or women. I think girls or women, whichever you prefer. Softball. They played Florida. This was the opening of the SEC weekend for the girls softball. And so far, they've played two games out of 3 against Florida, and they've lost both games. Florida's really good. Today, they got smoked. I think the final was 11-5 today. But just, Florida's really good, and they're beating up on us. We got one more game with them to salvage something on Monday. We'll see how that goes. After Alabama girls softball, we're going to go. Live Golf had a tournament in Hong Kong this week, and Abraham Answer. The reason I watched some of this because they were in Hong Kong and it was on television, so I watched some of this. And Abraham Answer, they played. They went to a playoff. It was a 3-man playoff between him and Smith and Paul Casey. And Abraham Answer came out of the playoff as the victor, but it was a really good golf tournament. After that, PGA was at Arnold Palmer's course, at Arnold Palmer, and Scotty Scheffler won that. So just some really good golf this week. Just keep. I think the next tournament is the Players Championship, and that's a big one. So we need to keep an eye on that. Everybody's got Scotty Scheffler, the number one player in the world, going back to back because of how good he did it to Arnold Palmer and how tough the players will be. So we'll see how that goes. The Texas Rangers, they're still in spring training, but I saw a score, so I thought I'd update you on the Texas Rangers. They played the Cubs today, and they lost to the Cubs, but that's just spring training ball. They're just trying to work everybody in, and hopefully we'll see the new more long. We'll have opening day, and the champions, defending champions, Texas Rangers. That's hard. That's hard to believe I get to say that. Come to the field and play the opening day. That won't be much longer. After that, I saw on the news where Baker Mayfield signed a 3-year deal with the Bucks. I mean, that's a good thing for him because he floated around for traded a couple places. Well, he's finally at home in Tampa Bay, I think. So we'll see how that goes for him. And one of my guys, one of Alabama's guys, Mac Jones, he got traded to the Jaguars. I assume that's just as a backup to Sunshine. So we'll see how that goes. For you sports movie people, you'll know who I'm calling Sunshine and why I call him that. I won't spoil it for everybody else. And then after that, the only other thing that was on was NASCAR, and Christopher Bell won the Phoenix race today. So just a lot of sports, a lot of activity. Everybody thinks because which we're fixing to have football in another 19 days, spring football, but everybody thinks because football ended, we don't have sports. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 12 different topics of sports going on right now. That's a full weekend of sports. And my wife's tired of me watching the sports. I know that. The only other thing I wanted to mention about, I want to call my shot. The Oscars come on tonight, and I wanted to put a bet on this, but I couldn't find nobody to take my bet. I wanted to bet I was for Best Picture to be Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer was I watched it a few days ago on Peacock, and it was really really good. Robert Downey Jr. was good in it. The guy that played Oppenheimer was really good in it. It was well directed. The whole movie was just really good. And I think it'll win Best Picture tonight at the Oscars. So for the ball guy, I'm the fat boy. We'll have a new podcast out Tuesday, and roll tide. See you down the road.